Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome everyone. On today's lecture, that is monopolistic competition, module 12 of this lecture series. In last two modules, we have studied two extreme situations of the market, namely perfect competition and monopoly. But in the real life situation is the midway of these two extremes. Imperfect, there are two types we have discussed: perfect and imperfect. Perfect competition means homogeneous product in the market situation where there is a homogeneous product, large number of buyers and sellers. But in imperfect competition, there will be a heterogeneous product. Monopolistic competition is the part of imperfect competition. Monopolistic competition is a market situation in which there are many sellers of the commodity, but the product of each seller differs from that of other in one aspect or maybe other. Thus, the product differentiation is the main feature of this market situation. Let us will focus on, and I am sure after completion of this module you will be able to learn characteristics, features of monopolistic competition. 2. The factor resulting in the product differentiation. Product differentiation is the main feature of this market, I have already stated. The demand curve of monopolistic competitive market, short run and long run equilibrium of the monopolistic competition. And we'll try to compare, and you are able to compare both the market, perfect competition and monopolistic competition. Compare between monopoly and monopolistic competition. So let us discuss the definition part, the meaning of the monopolistic competition. What is monopolistic competition? Even we also discuss the excess capacity. Means the actual output. There's a optimum output and actual output. The optimum one is actual output is called excess capacity. So this will happen in long run. Now, what is monopolistic competition? Monopolistic competition is the part of imperfect competition. Imperfect competition refers to those market structure that fall between perfect competition and pure monopoly. Monopoly, single seller of the product, the person who is selling the commodity that has no close substitutes available in the market. He is the price maker. He has full control over the supply. But perfect competition, the firms are only the price taker. They cannot fix the price of the commodity. They are so small that they cannot influence the market situation, the market supply. Perfect competition, monopoly rarely found in the world, very rare. But the market around us is monopolistic competition. Monopolistic competition is a market in which many firms produce similar goods or services, but each maintains some independent control over its price. In monopolistic competition, firms have partially control. Monopoly plus competition. Every firm has the monopoly on their product. But simultaneously, that firm has to compete with the similar firm, similar product in the market. This concept has been developed by E.H. Chamberlain first. Introduced the concept of monopolistic competition. Chamberlain says that it is the market situation in which has a relatively large number of small firms offering similar but not identical product. In perfect competition, the firm are producing identical products. But here, the firms are producing the very closely related but different product. The products are not identical, not same. With the exception of product differentiation, all other assumptions are same as those of the perfect competition. Almost all assumptions are. But product differentiation is the main feature of the monopolistic competition. Now let us discuss what are the characteristics, what are the main features of the monopolistic competition. First, each firm decides its own price output policy without considering the reaction of the firms. There's no impact of the competitor's firm. Every firm is independent. They can take decision, they can fix their own price. But the problem is because of close substitutes are available in the market, so that firm has to compete with another firm which is producing closely related products. So partial control is there. Thus, there is no interdependence between firms, and each seller pursues the independent course of action. They are not interdependent. Firms are not interdependent. The main characteristics of the monopolistic competition we will discuss one by one as follows. For example, first, large number of buyers and sellers. In monopoly, only one seller, large number of buyers. In perfect competition, large number of buyers, large number of sellers. And similarly, in this market, large number of sellers and buyers, both are large. Most of the characteristics of monopolistic competition are derived from the presence of a relatively large number of sellers. In monopolistic competition, the number of sellers and buyers is large, but no one controls the major portion of the output. They have the partial control over the supply, partial control over the price of the commodity. Each firm has very limited control over the price of the product because of because of the closely related product. Product differentiation. Product differentiation implies that products are different in some ways from each other. They are heterogeneous rather than homogeneous. Homogeneous means you cannot differentiate one product with another. The quality, the quantity of the product will be, if they are the same or identical, we can say these are the homogeneous product. But in heterogeneous product, every product will be different from others. Maybe on the basis of quality, on the basis of color, on the basis of packaging, there will be slight difference between one product and another in the same category. Products are close substitutes but not perfect substitutes. They are closely related but they are not perfectly substitute each other. Product differentiation may be due to difference in quality of the product, or the product differentiation, the product are differentiated on the basis of material used, their durability, the size of the product, shape, design, color, fragrance, packaging, and so on, brand, etc. etc. So, product differentiation is the most important feature of this market. Products are differentiated in order to promote the sale by influencing the demand for the products. This can be achieved through advertisement. Here, advertisement or selling cost play very, very important role. Advertisement brings a psychological reaction in the minds of the buyer and thus influence the demand of that product. Third, free entry and exit of the firm. like perfect competition, the free entry and exit of the firm. Any firm can enter in the market or industry, and any firm can exit the firm. Similarly, in monopolistic competition, the firm can enter. Freedom of entry and exit of the firm. Firms under monopolistic competition are small size and they are capable to producing the close substitutes, and if any firm feel that there is a possibility of profit in this firm, the firm will enter in that industry, but this will happen in the long run only. Hence they are free to enter or leave the industry, but in the long run. Short run is not possible. Because of short run, all factors are not variable. There will be not, the scale of, you cannot change the whole scale. Selling cost. Fourth is selling cost. It is an important feature of the product. It is important feature of monopolistic competition. Selling cost means advertisement cost. Advertisement cost. Selling cost may be defined as the cost necessary to persuade the buyer of one product rather than another, to buy from one seller rather than another. You know that there is a production cost. Production costs are those costs which are incurred in order to make the commodity worthy to meeting the requirement of the consumer, whereas the selling costs are those costs which help change the habit and taste of the consumer. Because of the product are closely related, so the advertisement play a very, very important role. Selling cost refer to expense incurred on marketing, sale promotion, and advertisement product. Each firm spend a lot of funds on advertisement and publicity of the product. Fifth, price control. In monopolistic competition, since product is differentiated between firms, each firm does not have a perfectly elastic demand of its product. In such market, each firm has limited control over their price of their product, and it faces downward sloping demand curve. Demand curve will be downward sloping in this market. Brand image. Each firm has a distinct entity, a brand image. Consumer perceive its output to be somewhat different than other in the industry. Limited mobility. Seventh is limited mobility. In perfect competition, factors are fully mobile. But here in monopolistic competition, neither factors of production nor the services are fully mobile. Lack of perfect knowledge. We assume that in perfect competition, producers have full knowledge about the market. But here we have to assume, and this is the assumption or feature of the monopolistic competition, that the lack of perfect knowledge. Selling costs create artificial superiority in the minds of the consumer, and it becomes very difficult for a consumer to evaluate different products available in the market. Means they don't have the perfect knowledge about the market, about the product. Non-price competition exists here. Non-price competition refers to competing with other firm by offering free gifts, making favorable credits for terms, and that without changing the price of their own products. Firm under the monopolistic competition compete in a number of ways to attract their customers, which is known as the non-price competition. non-price competition. There can be price competition also, but mainly the non-price competition to promote their sales. They use the tactics to increase their sale. Brand loyalty. By differentiating their product, monopolistic competitors establish a brand loyalty. And brand loyalty gives producers great control over the price of their product. Each firm has only a monopoly is its brand image. It still competes with other firms, offering the close substitutes. But they have to prove that their basically her brand loyalty is something different from others. Now let us discuss the demand curve of a monopolistical competitive firm. In perfect competition, we have discussed the straight line demand curve. Due to homogeneous product monopoly, there is downward sloping. Unlike the demand curve of perfectly competitive market, which is perfectly elastic, the demand curve of the firm operating under the condition of monopolistic competition is highly but not perfectly elastic due to product differences. Means the demand curve will be more elastic as compared to the perfect competition as well as the monopoly. However, since the large number of buyers or large number of sellers sell closely substitutable products in the market, so it is much more elastic as the pure monopolistic demand curve. Means the demand curve will be downward sloping in case of monopolistic competition, like the market demand curve. Higher the demand, higher the price, lower the demand, and lower the price, higher will be the demand. But it will be more elastic as compared to monopoly market. The important reason of not having the perfectly elastic curve are presence of few firms when compared to the perfect competition. Firm produce a close but not perfect substitute. Thus, the degree of elasticity of demand of a monopolistic competitive firm depends on the number of rivals, number of competitors, the degree of product differentiation in the market. Slopes of demand curve in perfect competition, monopoly, and monopolistic competition. Through these two slides, will discuss and try to find out the difference between the demand curve of perfect competition, monopoly, and monopolistic competition. Perfect competition, that horizontal straight line, implying perfect price elasticity of demand. In perfect competition, there is a perfect price elasticity of demand. Monopoly slopes downward, less flatter, implying less elastic demand as compared to monopolistic competition. But monopolistic competition, it will be more flatter, more elastic demand curve. Let us see with the help of this diagram. First, this is about the perfect competition, horizontal, because of identical product, demand or average revenue curve. Sorry. Here, demand curve will be horizontal to x-axis. Monopoly and monopolistic competition both are downward sloping. Demand curve is downward sloping. See, B is the monopoly, P is this is the demand curve, this is the demand curve, and here D is the demand curve, P is the price. X-axis we have quantity, both are downward sloping, but you see the elasticity of this monopoly, this demand curve, is more than the monopolistic competition. Means the demand curve of monopoly is more steeper as compared to the demand curve of monopolistic competition. the demand curve of the monopolistic competition market will be more flatter as compared to monopolistic competition. So in the perfect competition, we have straight line demand curve, monopoly, downward sloping, more steeper, less elastic. But in case of monopolistic competition, more elastic demand curve and less steeper. It is more flatter as compared to monopoly. Now, let us discuss the important concept of the monopolistic competition: price output determination under the monopolistic competition. How the prices are determined. Since under monopolistic competition, different firms produce different varieties of product, prices will be determined on the basis of cost cost condition cost conditions. Firms aim at profit maximization by making adjustment in price and output, product adjustment, and adjustment of selling costs. Equilibrium of the firm under the monopolistic competition. Equilibrium based on the following assumptions. Number one, the number of sellers is large and they act independent of each other. There is no interdependency. All firms are independent. They have their own control on the price and the output policy. They can design their own product as per their requirement. There's less interdependency. They are not dependent on the reaction of other. The product is differentiated. They are different from the product of other firms which are producing closely but not perfect substitute. There can be a difference, we have already stated, maybe on the basis of color, packaging, size, and brand, etc. The firm has a demand curve which is elastic, more elastic as compared to the monopoly we have already discussed. The supply of factor surfaces is perfectly elastic, and no new firm enter in the industry short run. Now, equilibrium under perfect competition. The situation of equilibrium under monopolistic competition can be studied in two parts: firms equilibrium, group equilibrium. Group equilibrium, here we mean group of industries. E.H. Chamberlain says that group is the firms which are producing similar or identical product. Group equilibrium here we'll discuss in the long run. The study of firms equilibrium under the monopolistic competition is attempted with a reference to two different periods, like monopoly, like perfect competition. Two types: short run equilibrium and long run. Short run means the time period when all factor of production are not variable. There will be some factor of production fixed. The firm cannot change the whole scale. All factor of production like capital, machinery may be fixed, but in the long run, all factor of production will be variable. Sufficient time to have a firm to adjust their demand and supply according to the requirement of the market. Short run, I have already stated, is the time period when production can be increased only by increasing the application of variable factor of production. The properties of equilibrium of a monopolistic competitive firm under the similar to that of the monopolist due to product differentiation. there are two conditions. In last two module we have already discussed. MR means marginal revenue should be equal to marginal cost. To study the equilibrium of the firm, to know the equilibrium of the firm, first MR should be equal to MC, marginal revenue should be equal to marginal cost. The second is MC cuts MR from below to know the equilibrium of the firm. But to know the whether the firm is availing normal profit, supernormal profit or loss, we have to discuss with the help of two things. One is two curve, average curve and average cost, average revenue, average cost curve. Average revenue per unit revenue, average cost per unit cost. When AR is equal to when AR will be equal to AC, there will be no profit, no loss. But when average cost will be less than average revenue, there will be a supernormal profit. And when average cost will be high as compared to average revenue, definitely there will be a loss. Firm will incur the loss in the. But these three situations will be faced by the firm during the short period. Long period may be firm. In case of monopolistic competition, there will be a normal profit. But we have already studied monopoly. Monopoly will monopoly has a capacity to enjoy the supernormal profit in long run as compared to the normal profit. But perfect competition firms are availing, they can get only normal profit, and same here in monopolistic competition. So thus the equilibrium price and output is determined at a point where the short term marginal cost will be equal to marginal revenue. In the short run, monopolistically competitive firm can earn abnormal profit, or you can say supernormal profit, normal profit, negative profit means loss. So three situations are there. One, in the short run, there can be possibility of supernormal profit, there can be possibility of normal profit, and there are also possibility of minimum loss. Supernormal profit means the profit is a situation where the seller can earn profit above the normal profit, more than normal profit. Supernormal profit of a firm under the monopolistic competition can be explained with the help of following diagram, following figure. Let us explain this figure. Here on the x-axis we have output, quantity produced by the firm. Y-axis we have revenue and cost. This AR is the average revenue curve. MR is the margin revenue curve. During the short period, we are talking about the short run. Short run, so three situations can be there: supernormal profit, normal profit, and maybe loss. So supernormal profit basically profit above the normal profit when average revenue, this average revenue is more than average cost. AC is the average cost, MC is the marginal cost. So when average revenue is greater than average cost is less than average revenue, we can say the firm can have a supernormal profit in the short run. This can be due to immediate change in taste and preference of the consumer, or maybe there's some other reason. But here the most important that average cost should be less than, when average cost is less than average revenue, the firm can have a supernormal profit. See, OP is the price, OM is the quantity. OA, OP, this is the price of the commodity, but the cost is MB, the OC. So A, B, C, P, this whole area is talking about the showing the supernormal profit. Supernormal profit. A, B, C, P is the supernormal profit. But the condition is firm is in equilibrium. E is the equilibrium point, where MC is equal to MR. This is the important features of the equilibrium. The firm will be in equilibrium when this point will be there. MC, this condition will be there. MC should be equal to MR, and MC cuts MR from below, then firm will be in equilibrium. And if the firm is in equilibrium, there can be a that supernormal profit. A, B, C, P, this is the supernormal profit during the short period under the monopolistic competition. So first condition, supernormal profit. Second condition, normal profit. Normal profit, if the short run equilibrium MC is equal to MR, monopolist price AR will be equal to its average revenue cost, that is AR is equal to AC, then the monopolist firm will earn only normal profit. Means when average revenue will be tangent to average cost, there will be normal profit. Average revenue will be tangent with the average cost, there will be a normal profit. Normal profit also can be explained with the help of following figure. See, here again x-axis we have output, quantity produced by the monopolist or monopolistically firm. Y-axis we have revenue and cost, and AR is the revenue curve, MR margin revenue curve, AC average cost curve, MC is the marginal cost curve during the short period. Short run marginal cost curve, this is the short run average cost curve, short run average revenue, short run margin revenue. Equilibrium condition is MC should be equal to MR, MC cuts MR from below. So this E is the point where MC is equal to MR and MC cuts MR from below. This is the point of which is known as the equilibrium point of the firm. Now see, this is the point when average cost is equal to average revenue. This is average cost is tangent to end point. Here the average cost is tangent to the average revenue. So this is the point of normal profit. This is OP is the price, OM quantity. When the firm is producing OM quantity and charging OP price, that firm will avail normal profit in the short run. N is the normal profit, where average cost is tangent to the average revenue. When this AC curve will be higher than average revenue, there will be loss. And when average cost will be less than average revenue, the firm will avail supernormal profit. But when AC is tangent or equal to average revenue, there will be normal profit. So I'm again repeating, when AC is more than AR, cost is more than revenue, there will be a loss in the short run. When AC is less than average revenue, there will be profit. When average cost is equal to average revenue, there will be a normal profit. The firm will avail normal profit on this point. Minimum loss. That it is not always possible for a monopolistic firm to earn normal profit or supernormal profit. There can be a situation when there is sudden that decrease in demand, depression in the market, or maybe some other circumstances. So in the short run, firm can face the situation when there will be negative profits or there will be a minimum loss. If the demand and cost situations are not favorable of any firm, it may be face the short-term losses. There can be a loss. In the following figure, let us discuss that how the firm can face the minimum loss, or where the point where the firm can have a minimum loss. Now, similar diagram. The difference between that the AR and MR, when we compare with monopoly, in monopoly these curve will be more steeper, less elastic. But in monopolistic competition, we have flatters. We are more elastic AR or MR as compared to monopoly. Otherwise, both these curve in both market will be downward sloping. Average revenue is also equal to demand or equal to price. And if you want to increase the demand, then we have to decrease the price of the commodity. The fundamental of demand, we know that higher the price, lower the demand, and lower the price, higher will be the demand of the product. Now, see here, this is the equilibrium point where MC is equal to MR, MC cuts MR from below. This is the fundamental condition of equilibrium. MC should be equal to MR and MC cuts MR from below. E is the point. This is the margin revenue, this is marginal cost, and it intersects the MR from below. And one thing which we have already discussed in the concept of cost curve, that this is the average cost. Marginal cost curve always intersect average cost where average cost is minimum. This is the average cost. This point is minimum average cost curve. Minimum average cost. Marginal cost curve always intersect average cost where it is minimum. So this is the minimum average cost point. But because of we are showing that the loss during the short period, here average cost is more than, it should be more than average revenue. So average revenue or price of the commodity, average revenue MA, whereas cost is MN. So MN minus MA, this area, shaded area, is basically minimum loss. NAPC is the minimum loss during the short period. Here AVC is average variable cost. Now in this situation, firm is recovering only the average variable cost, and beyond this point maybe firm will not produce. That point will be known as the shutdown point. Now let us discuss second part of this, is group equilibrium. Chamberlain introduced the concept of group equilibrium or group in place of industry. Industry is a group of firm, but Chamberlain used the word group in place of industry in the long run. Industry refers to the number of firms producing in a homogeneous products, but firms under the monopolistic competition produce similar but not identical products. I have already stated. Therefore, Chamberlain uses the concept of group to include firm producing goods which are closely substitutable. The firm which are producing the commodity which are closely substitutes in a particular group in industry, that is called as the group. So let us see the group equilibrium. Group equilibrium refers to the price output determination in a number of firms whose products are close substitutes. The firm which are producing closely substitutable commodities in a group are basically called group equilibrium. Group instead of industry. The product of each firm has special characteristics. Every product in this group is different from others. You can differentiate the product on the basis of maybe quality, maybe their the shape or color, or there will be something different. For example, if you want to purchase a paste toothpaste, there can be various of varieties like you have the Colgate, you have the Sivaka, you have the Pepsodent, you have the various. They are closely substitutable, but you can differentiate one product with another product. There exists difference in the price of output and profit of the various firms in the group. In the last slide, we have discussed about the group equilibrium. Group is a collection of many firms producing very closely but differentiated product. Chamberlain has used the term group instead of industry. I have stated, due to freedom of entry and exit into the group, the firm will only normal profit in the long run. However, it is assumed that both demand and cost curves for all products are uniform throughout the group. So firm neither incur loss nor abnormal profit in the long run. The firm enjoy only the normal profit because of the free entry and exit of the firm. There will be soon decline in the abnormal profit if the new firm will enter in that group, and if there is a possibility of loss, the firm will exit. So consequently, a firm operating under the monopolistic competition earn only normal profit in the long run. Firm will enter and exit until the firms are making exactly zero economic profit. Let us explain with the help of this diagram. In the long run, this LMC is the long run marginal cost curve, LAC is the long run average cost curve, AR average revenue, MR is the marginal revenue. X axis we have quantity or output, Y axis we have the revenue, cost and price of the commodity. And we know that the point where average cost curve is tangent with the average revenue curve, that is the point is known as the normal profit. Here this is the normal, N is the normal profit, where average revenue is tangent with the average cost. Average revenue is also known as the demand curve. In the last module, in case of monopoly, we have discussed same curve, but the difference between two is this is slightly flatter as compared to the monopoly. The average revenue curve or marginal revenue curve in monopoly are more steeper as compared to the monopolistic competition. Here we have the more flatter diagram, means elasticity of AR and MR is more as compared to the monopoly, and this N is the normal profit here. This is the long run average cost curve, and this is the long run marginal cost curve. If this LAC or average cost curve suppose higher than average revenue, then there is a loss. When this will be less than this, there is a supernormal profit, and when this AC is equal to AR, it means this is longer. This is the normal profit. So long run we have only the normal profit. Why? Because of it is there's a supernormal profit, possibility of supernormal profit. The firm will enter in this group or in this industry. And if there is possibility of loss is AC, if AC is more than AR, then firm will exit. So this is the point where is no profit, no loss. Firm will incur only the normal profit in the long run. When firm is in equilibrium position, equilibrium condition is similar. E here is equilibrium where MC is equal to MR and MC cuts MR from below. MC is equal to MR and MC cuts MR from below. Now, concept of excess capacity. This excess capacity can be explained graphically with the help of following diagram. Excess capacity is basically the difference between optimum output minus actual output. Optimum output minus actual output. Let us explain with the help of the following figure. Here we have say similarly AR and MR is the margin revenue curve. This LMC is the long run marginal cost curve. LAC is the long run average cost curve. In the previous slide we have discussed. The important point here is excess capacity. I have already stated the average cost. LMC long run the marginal cost. Marginal cost will intersect average cost where average cost is minimum. M point, the average cost is minimum here. Marginal cost for equilibrium condition, it is here MC is equal to MR, MC cuts MR from below. But in the concept of cost curve, or in previous module we have discussed that the point where average cost is minimum, marginal cost intersect from where the average cost will be minimum. So this is the minimum cost curve. This is the minimum cost curve. Whereas firm is producing the commodity at this cost and cost Q and cost whereas this cost is not minimum. If firm is producing OQ quantity at OP price, it doesn't mean that this is the minimum cost, whereas the theory says that in the long run we have the minimum cost, but minimum cost is here. So firm can produce the quantity up to OQ1. This is the optimum output. If the firm will produce OQ1 quantity, if this OQ quantity, the cost will be minimum. But here firm will not produce because of average revenue is less than this. But this is the optimum output, minimum cost, OQ1. Listen carefully. OQ1 is the optimum output. But firm is producing OQ quantity. Firm is producing OQ quantity. So OQ1 minus OQ is this is the excess capacity. This is the excess capacity which firm can avail. This is the excess capacity. But firm is not producing, availing this excess capacity. Firm is producing only OQ quantity at O and OP prices, whereas minimum cost is this. So excess capacity is nothing but the difference between optimum output, say OQ1, minus actual output OQ. This is the excess capacity, and this will happen in the long run in case of monopolistic competition only. Let us discuss the difference between perfect competition and monopolistic competition. The fundamental difference between perfect competition and monopolistic competition is the product differentiation. I have already stated, in the perfect competition we have homogeneous product. Products are same, identical in nature. You cannot differentiate one product with another product in case of perfect competition. Perfect competitive firm sell homogeneous goods, whereas monopolistic competitive firm sell similar product with variations. Products are not perfect substitutable in case of monopolistic competition. The variation may be varied forms, product quality, service, location, advertisement, packaging, etc. Color may. There is no excess capacity in perfect competition in the long run, whereas we have studied in the previous slide, there is excess capacity in the monopolistic competition. Free entry result competitive firm producing at the point where average cost is minimized, which is efficient scale of the firm. In monopolistic competition, output is less than efficient scale of the perfect competition. Under perfect competition, industry consists of a large number of firms. Each firm in the industry has a very little share in the output. On the other hand, monopolistic competition, the number of firms is limited. The firms can influence the market price, their individual action. But in case of perfect competition, they cannot influence the market price. They are just price taker. Industry fix the price, but in monopolistic competition, firm has partially control over the price, control over the supply. They can influence the price, but in perfect competition, firm cannot influence the price. Another important difference between these two is monopolistic competition. We have the selling cost, advertising cost, but perfect competition we have only production cost, not selling cost, not advertising cost because of homogeneous product. But here heterogeneous product. So this advertising cost play very important role. Selling costs play very important role under perfect competition due to homogeneous products produced and are sold at uniform price. Thus, there arises no need of the selling cost. On the other hand, under monopolistic competition, all firms producing differentiated products. Thus, each firm has to bear huge expense of the selling cost. Now, another important difference. Under the perfect competition, AR/M are equal. Why? Because of homogeneous product and equal price of the product. That's why this curve AR or MR will be horizontal to x-axis and you cannot differentiate. Both these curves equal to each other. Whereas under monopolistic competition, AR is more than MR because of the firm has no lower, that has to lower the price to increase the sale. If firm want to increase the sale, then firm has to decrease the price because of the fundamental law of demand, which states higher the price, lower the demand. Thus, margin revenue curve is less than average revenue curve. Another difference, perfect competition is imaginary situation, very rare. Whereas monopolistic competition is reality. All products we have available in the market are the example of monopolistic competition. The demand curve of the firm under monopolistic competition downward sloping, whereas the demand curve in the perfect competition is the straight line to the horizontal line to the x-axis. The situation under perfect competition also. Now let us differentiate the monopolistic competition with the monopoly. Monopoly refers to the market structure where there is a single seller dominate the whole market by selling a unique product. The product has no close substitutes. Single firm, and that firm is the price maker. No, that is not price taker. That has full control over the price. That firm can discriminate the price. Firm can charge different prices from the different customer of the same product. Because of the monopoly, only single seller and the product that he is producing is the unique, means there is no close substitute available. Whereas in case of monopolistic competition, many sellers in the market, they are producing the closely substitutable product, but they are not perfect substitute, but they are closely related products. Under monopoly, there are strong barriers to entry to the new firm. New firm cannot enter in case of monopoly market. These barriers can be created by the government or they can be natural barrier, but other firm cannot enter in the monopoly. But here in monopolistic competition, there is free entry and exit of the firm. Any firm can enter. If there is a possibility of profit, firm can enter in the market. and there is possibility of loss, the firm can exit the market from the market. But this is possible in the long run. Short run, it's not possible to enter and exit of the firm in case of monopolistic competition. Another important difference: under monopoly, AR and M are different. These curve are, but these curve will be less elastic as compared to monopoly. It means for small increase in sale demand, monopolist has to reduce the price to greater extent. On the other hand, monopolistic competition also revenue curve different, but in this case revenue curve are more elastic. It means small fall in price will lead to big increase in demand. Under monopolistic competition, firm has to spend more on selling cost because of the closely related commodities are available in the market. So these firm has to spend more on advertising cost, more on promotional cost, is called as selling cost. On the other hand, monopoly, the firm has to spend small amount of selling cost because of that has full control over the supply, so no need to spend more amount of selling cost. Monopolistic competition more efficient than monopoly. In the short run, both under the monopoly and monopolistic competition, firm can enjoy supernormal profit, normal profit, and sustain losses in the short run. But in the long run, firm under monopolistic competition will enjoy only normal profit. In the firm in the long run under monopolistic competition will earn normal profit only. Whereas in case of monopoly, in the long run, firm will enjoy supernormal profit because of that has the full control over the product. It depends upon the the monopoly power, how much control that firm has in the market on the supply of the product. That is very, very important. So let us summarize. Monopolistic competition we have studied. Monopolistic competition is a type of imperfect market or imperfect competition such that many producers, many firms sell products that are differentiated from one another. They are closely related. Many firms offer product or services that are similar but not perfect substitute. Barrier to entry and exit in case of monopolistic competitive industry are very low, and the decision of any one firm do not directly affect those of its competitors. We have also studied that its features, the price output determination in an extensive manner. The principal difference between monopolistic competition and perfect competition we have also discussed. Perfect competition is a market situation where there is a large number of buyers and sellers are selling homogeneous product, whereas monopolistic competition we have large number of buyers and sellers, but they are selling and buying that differentiated product. They are heterogeneous product, they are not homogeneous product differentiation is the main feature of the monopolistic competition. Homogeneous product is the main feature of perfect competition, whereas heterogeneous is the main heterogeneous product of the product differentiation, the main feature of the monopolistic competition. In case of perfect competition, firm are the price taker. They cannot make the price. Industry will make the price through demand and supply forces of the market. So they are just price taker. Whereas in monopolistic competition, firm are maybe price maker. They can have a control over the price, partially control, limited control they have, but they can influence the price and output in the market. But in case of the perfect competition, firm cannot. So we have also discussed that the concept of product differentiation, access capacity in the monopolistic competition. We have also discussed the second part of this module, all these concepts. Even we have also differentiated the monopoly with monopolistic competition. So with this, thank you very much. Thanks for your attention.